Watch me jump off this ledge like a bed.
Okay. Come on.
Wait, my nipple is out.
Everything out.
Cut.
Oh, wait. We got to blow this out. Good morning, Kadii crew. So right now I'm getting dressed. I'm finna go get my nails done. Like, it's been so long since I got my nails done. So I'm gonna get dressed to go do that. And then we're gonna find out something else to do today because it's Sunday, fun day. And we're gonna get out and see what Dallas has to office. It's early. Okay, it's like 8 o'clock. We're gonna get out here to see what Dallas has to offer. I'm dressed. I'm finna go get my nails done. I was gonna put on some lashes and makeup, but what's this? Cause look at this skin. Cause who? Ooh. I'll cut in front of somebody. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get some gas because chivalry is dead, I guess. My husband didn't put gas in my car. No, I'm lying. I told him I would do it. So I'm gonna go be woman of the day, put gas in my car, and then I gotta drive 30 minutes to get my nails done. So we'll see then. I think the best thing I love living in Texas is this gas because, honey, I'm getting gas and okay, I can do it. Oh, no. What the hell? No. Ask me to join the club if you don't give me my gas. Oh, there you go. So I haven't fully decided if I'm going to include my lasagna video in this. I think I am because y'all been asking for it. So I just might drop my lasagna video in this one and then give y'all another live cooking video the next video. What y'all think? Drop comments right now and tell me y'all. The nail tech house.
It's welcome, baby.
Okay, so y'all, I just got back from getting my nails done. Now, as you see, we're in like swim attire. We're going to a barbecue swim party type of thing my best friend having. I'm gonna be recording a little bit in there. This, if y'all looking, this is my ring light my best friend gave for me, but when we got it, y'all, it was missing stuff. So now we have to send it back so they can send me another one. But my ring light. Yeah. 1, 2. You're supposed to wait for 3, dude. Look at you. Now he's swimming, y'all, for real. Go to daddy. Hurry up. Come on. You okay? Okay, y'all. So we are in the grocery store. And we're finna get the food for tonight. This is my first time really doing something like this. But I got a request to, like, record myself shopping, so I'm gonna record what we picking up tonight. Darnell had to get his mask, so he's coming. Okay, so first things first, we need to figure out what we gonna be needing. So I gotta remember what I need. He gonna kill me because I don't know what I forgot what we got at home. Okay, so y'all, this lasagna, like, okay, you can get, you know, non-name brand, because I know their lasagna is a little bit expensive and compared to like these over here. So, but I stick with the Barilla because they do me right every time. Okay. Of course, y'all know I'm a ragu girl, and it's only one kind that I get. Is this one, the ragu chunky tomato, garlic, and onion. Meat. Okay, so typically I use ground turkey. They don't have a big log, so I'm just gonna get one of these. Okay, y'all, I usually go to Walmart because Walmart has the ground turkey Italian sausage, but Darnell got us at Kroger. But I'm gonna use this one. I know it's pork, but it's still gonna taste good. Okay, so typically I like to use the cheeses that I use for my macaroni. So I'll get a package of the Kobe and Jack. I'll get a package of the Monterey. Oh my goodness, this is too much. Monterey Jack and cheese. I will get sharp cheddar. And lastly, I will get this bad boy right here, Italian. Okay, so most people use cottage cheese in theirs. I don't like cottage cheese. I can't deal with the texture. I use the ricotta cheese. It tastes so much better. Okay, everything else I pretty much got at home. So I'm gonna get some more seasonings and then some little drinky drink. And then we gonna be headed home. Yeah, I don't play no games when I come in the grocery store. We get in, we get out. We don't spend all them hours in the grocery store. He's trying to be camera shy, but whatever. Y'all see more of him.
Mind your business.
So y'all, let me put y'all on game real quick. This right here, y'all, this right here will have you thinking you done took some shots and you didn't take nothing. This is it right here. I have to come get me some more seasonings. We're leaving Kroger, headed to the house to get started on this good meal. Can't wait to get in the car to take this mask off, y'all. I'm so over this. I'm so over it. Look, he took it off already. We're headed home. It's so hot, y'all.
No, he did a house.
Okay. We're gonna start with our ingredients. Get all this stuff out. I would recommend putting the cheese up until after you cook your meat. And yeah, put your cheese in the refrigerator because you don't want this to get like soggy and you don't want it to start melting. So it's best to start to put your cheese in the refrigerator first. So it's always best to put your dairy up first. You don't want warm dairy sitting on anyone's stomach. That is no good. Like, so make sure you put your ricotta cheese up as well with your cheese. Put it in the refrigerator. I think I'm gonna fix my hair like 20 freaking times. So over it. Okay.
Baby. It's welcome, baby.
So I'm gonna take this part and I'm gonna fill it. Let me put it out this way. Okay. I'm gonna fill it with water. A good rule of thumb when it comes to how much water, you can fill it to about 1 inch from the handles. You don't want the water to like boil over once it starts getting hot, and you don't want to have too much water. You don't want too soggy of noodles. Now I'm going to take my extra virgin olive oil and I'm going to put a tablespoon in the water, and then I'm going to turn my water on boil Okay, so now normally when I cook spaghetti, I don't put my spaghetti noodles in the water until it starts boiling. I just started doing that. Before, I would just throw the noodles in there, and when they're ready, they're ready. But I've noticed that when you wait till it boils, it takes a shorter amount of time and the noodles taste so much better, like so much better, trust me. So we're gonna wait for this water to start boiling. I'm gonna let y'all see it. We're gonna wait for it to start boiling. Once it boils, then we'll add our noodles. But while that boils, we can go ahead and get started on our meats. I just moved the noodle pot to the back because I need to bring out my handy dandy skillet that I got from my late father-in-law. So we can cook this meat. So how I like to start off with my meat. Y'all, don't mind my baby. He don't know mama's trying to make money over here. I like to start off with a pan or a pot like this, because I like to season my meat in something like this first. First, you already know. The Dow. The real soap you're supposed to be using on your hands. Okay, so I'm gonna take my Italian sausage. I'm gonna take off this period pad, because that's what I call this paper that they put on meat. It take up blood, so it's like a period pad. This is why I don't do real-time cooking videos. Okay, then I got my ground turkey. Now this is a 3-pound log. Typically I only use like half of this because you don't need that much meat. What am I trying to use? Okay, so I'm gonna use about that much. Okay, see? This is how much I use. I don't use that much. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna use a little bit of butter in this pot. Some minced garlic. I use about a half a tablespoon. No, I really use like about a whole tablespoon because I really like garlic. So okay. I don't see how people do this. I need a cameraman because, honey, no ma'am. Okay, for my seasonings, for my meat, I'm sorry y'all, I have to clean up when I cook. I can't. Okay. For my seasonings, y'all already know, Tony Satchers. Your girl cannot cook without it, okay? Like, period. Best seasoning. Cut out Lowry, sis. Get you some Tony Satchers, okay? It's so much better. And it's gonna give your food so much flavor. Okay, so, y'all know I don't use any type of measuring when I season my food. And I don't put that much starting off. I only give my meat just a little bit of seasonings. And then I'll kind of add a little bit more seasoning once it's cooked. I noticed that when I put seasoning on it before it's cooked, I have to put more on there Whereas if I wait until the meat is a little bit cooked in the stove, a little bit brown, the seasoning kind of sticks to it better. Okay. So we got that. I bought some more garlic powder, so I'm just going to use the rest of this garlic powder. And a little bit of basil leaves. And what I do is I'm just going to literally get in there and squish all of this around. Okay, I have to stand all the way back because y'all can't see. Y'all, so I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. I'm trying not to alter this too much because I'm doing real time. I forgot my green pepper at the store. Usually I chop up some onion and green pepper to go in my meat and my sauce just to amplify the taste. But I only got an onion and I'm not going back out. I'm not sending baby back out. So we're just gonna chop up this onion. I'm gonna chop up half of it and I'm gonna put it in my meat. I think I'm gonna put it in the pot first. I'm not sure. However which way I'll do it, it's gonna cook the same. But we just gonna get this chopped down. So let's get started. This is how you know if your onion is fresh or not, okay? Like, I decided I'm just gonna take my onions and add it to my meat just like that. I'm gonna add a little bit there, just kind of portion it out like that. Y'all, this is another reason why I don't do real-time cooking videos, is because when I'm cooking, I literally just be throwing stuff together. Like, I don't sit down and write down a recipe. I kind of just cook as I go. I don't do anything where I kind of know the outcome type of thing. I kind of just put the stuff together and hope it come out right. Okay, so I just mushed everything around again. After you mess with this meat, also make sure you wash your hands. You want to make sure that you wash your hands every time you touch some type of raw meat, raw anything, dairy. You want to make sure you wash your hands. So I mushed this around. I'm gonna go wash my hands, and then we're gonna add it to the pan so it can cook. We're gonna turn up the heat, and then we're finna add our noodles in a minute because the boiling process is finna start. Make sure y'all are checking on that water, because as soon as it starts to boil a little bit, we're gonna throw them noodles right on in there. The main reason I like this is because it has a handle and I can just do that. Okay. Turn up the heat to a medium heat. That's my favorite temperature to cook on, y'all. Medium heat. I'm gonna get me a spoon, spread this out a little bit. I can prep my ricotta cheese now while I wait for my noodles and my meat to get finished. All I need is a jar of ricotta cheese. This is a 32-ounce jar. We probably be using about 24 ounces. So about over a little bit and a half of this jar we'll be using. And 1 egg and basil leaves. I'm gonna put it all in this pot. I'm gonna mix it up, and then so I went back on what I said. I kind of almost used the entire thing. So we're just gonna mix all of this together to give it a more creamy texture, and then we're going to cover it, put it in the freezer, not the refrigerator. Keep saying refrigerator, and wait for it to get a little bit more hard. So this is the type of texture that you want, resembling cottage cheese, but not cottage cheese. This is how I get my cottage cheese texture without the taste, okay? Because ricotta tastes so much better. So we're gonna put this in the freezer and let it sit. Making sure that you are checking your meat. Okay, so how many noodles do you need? I typically do 14. I use 12, but I do 14 just in case one breaks or one just doesn't do right. I just like to have extra. You want to make sure with these noodles that you are watching them and you are stirring them. You do not want to let them sit because of how it is. You can't bend these in or without breaking them. So you want to pay attention because once it gets soft, you want to flip these so that one side is not hard and sticking together. Like, y'all, the first time I made lasagna, I left them like this thinking they were going to fall. And when I took them out, all of them was stuck at the bottom. Like, it was like one big lasagna. So just make sure you're paying attention and flip it after like 5 minutes. Just flip it and then you should be able to leave it alone and just constantly stir it every 2 to 3 minutes. Okay. So y'all see how these trying to stick together? That's what I'm talking about. So you want to make sure that your noodles aren't sticking together. Move them around if you have to. Separate them if you have to. So with your noodles, because we're putting them in the oven, you don't want to cook them too long because you don't want your noodles to get soggy in the bacon. You want them to be cooked, but not all the way, if it makes sense. I'm going to show you what type of consistency it should be in a bit because they're almost to that level. You can pick your noodles up and do this. They ready. They ready for the oven. This is oven ready. So if you can pick them up and they bend, they're ready. You can also feel the texture. If it starts feeling too slimy, you're cooking it too long. You want it to feel smooth, not rough, like it's not done, but smooth to where it's done, but it still can be cooked some more. So we're gonna go to 375. Okay, so I shouldn't have to tell you when your meat is done. If you cook, you know when your meat is done. You know when to cut the smoke. You know when to cut it off and when to keep going. So if you don't know that, y'all, look. When you don't see pink no more, that is when your meat is done. Ground turkey is going to look way different than ground beef. Ground beef will be a little darker and it'll have more grease. Ground turkey is more lean, so we'll have less grease and it'll be a little bit lighter. Okay, so my meat is done. I want to drain it so that it's not too greasy when I add my sauces. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I could use my strainer, I just don't feel like it. So if you want to add extra seasoning, you can add now. Since the meat is done and it's drained, this is the perfect time to add all of your extra seasonings if you want to. You want to add more garlic or more Tony Satchers, whichever one. If you want to be more spicy, you can add some Stop Your Mama. It's really up to you. Okay, since the meat is done, I turned the heat down to 3. I don't need it to be that hot when I add my sauces because I don't want my sauce to be boiling. I do want it to cook a little bit and get a little warm, but I don't want it to boil because, again, we're baking this, so we don't want to overcook anything. So I'm going to add my ragu. I usually, when I get this big, this is a 4-pound, 2-ounce, 66-ounce jar. I usually use only about half of it for my lasagna because you don't want too saucy lasagna. Like the sauce and pasta literally has to be a good ratio. Now I haven't added my sauce. I'm just gonna stir that all around. Now this is the quick and easy lasagna. I have a lasagna where I make my basically the ragu sauce from scratch. It just takes a little bit longer and a little bit more ingredients, but when I'm being lazy and I'm trying to get something real good and quick in for the boys right after work, I use ragu. Okay, as you see, I've added more ragu. And now for the secret ingredient. Okay, so everybody know if I cook anything, lasagna, spaghetti, I'm putting my sugar in it, okay? And I still didn't even use all of it. That's about as much as I'm gonna use. I don't want it too sweet, but I definitely want to counteract the Italian and the tomato sauce. Y'all, I got some new pots and pans. I'm so excited. I don't have to use no plastic or no aluminum pans no more because I'm bougie. So I'm gonna take this I can't believe it's not butter spray, and I'm just gonna spray it around the pan. This is just my way to avoid using too much butter in my lasagna and making sure that it doesn't stick. Look at this basil just in the way. This is what you want. If you see a spot open, just go ahead and take care of this stuff. I gotta find somewhere to place y'all so that I can start building my lasagna. So I think I'm gonna put y'all right here. Perfect. Oh, that's hot. Okay. I know this area you can barely see me, but I just want y'all to really like get into the layering, because that is the most important part of lasagna. So, of course, you know, I layer it down. Just did my ricotta cheese, so I'm going to add my meat. And just like the ricotta, you just want to add enough to spread across. You don't want to add too much. You don't want one layer thicker than the next. You want each layer to be consistent. Okay, so that is my first little layer. Okay. Now, I do add a little bit of basil leaves. Once I add my meat, I always put a little basil on top. So before, when I made my lasagnas, I was just adding the cheese. I didn't have a proper order. I didn't really know too much about cooking and cooking with cheeses. When you start cooking more, you start seeing how cheese melt and what is best for your foods. Different cheeses give different tastes, of course. So I'm going to start off with my sharp cheddar at the bottom because I want the cheese to be firm. I really don't want it to be thin. I need something very stern and firm from my foundation of my lasagna. I don't want it to be too weak at the bottom. So we're going to start off with this sharp cheddar because it's a little thicker and it's going to hold weight. Okay, so I'm going to add the first layer of cheese. Then I'm going to add more noodles. Gonna start off just like we did the last layer with the ricotta cheese mixture. Spread that out. Yeah, I don't care how many utensils I get to cook, I still always end up using a spoon and a fork for everything. I have measuring cups. I have stuff to spread this stuff out, make it more better, but creature of habit. Pours in your meat. Then I'm gonna take my Kadii and Jack this time instead of the sharp cheddar. I'm gonna add sharp cheddar, but first I'm gonna add my Kadii and Jack. This is probably my favorite type of cheese to cook with pasta. Okay. And then I'm going to go back with my sharp cheddar. I'm going to go back with my sharp cheddar. Just another thin type layer. So even if you like drop a bunch of cheese in one area, it's okay to just pick that up and kind of disperse it around. Instead of adding my basil with my meat, I add my basil after my cheese. And instead of adding another layer of noodles and starting a whole new layer, I put down more ricotta. This is only for the middle part. I put down more ricotta and kind of spread it out. Now when you do it like this, it's perfectly fine if you want to just add another layer and do it like that. I like for my middle to be a little bit thicker. So I add another layer without the noodles. That's basically what I'm doing. Adding another layer without the noodles. And then I will add the noodles on top. And then it will be my last layer. Okay, so spread all of that. I'm going to add more meat. This time it's really going to be a thin layer because I've already added meat for this layer. But because I want it to be a little bit more thicker and I've added more ricotta cheese, I'm going to add a little bit more meat at the top of that. A little bit more Kadii and Jack. And then that layer is done. We can add on and go to the next layer. Then the last layer, I'm just going to add a little bit of ingredients at the top. Just like the remaining ingredients. I actually use too much of this. I'm messing up. Okay. Add my meat. Now this is the first time of me cooking lasagna, and I have enough meat to finish, because sometimes, y'all, I don't be having enough meat to finish at the top, so my meat be scarce at the top. It just be like cheese. Now, I'm going to take my Italian, my Monterey Jack, and the rest of my Korean Jack and kind of make a bed of cheese on top of here. So I'm going to use all three of them. I'm going to use all of them proportionally and just sprinkle on top. So I added a little bit of basil leaves on top, but this is how it's looking before going into the oven. And the oven just dinged, so it is done heating. We're going to cover this and put it in the oven. This is what I mean when I say clean kitchen before food is done, because I can't deal, bro. To get on here before I drop off Bae. We finna go drop him off at the airport. I'm so sad, but what happened is, y'all know my husband's father passed away from COVID in May, so they're having a birthday party for him this Saturday. We and the kids, me, the kids, and the dog couldn't go because it's just too much to do, too much stuff to do. So we're gonna stay here. Bae is leaving. I'm sad. This is our first time away from each other since we've been married, since he's moved in with me since 2013. My first time with my kids by myself. Like,